Yo, this is Hazmat Heathens motorcycle family. We out here in sunny Arizona chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Hazmat. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Anytime.
You are involved with the Heathens motorcycle family.
Yes, I am.
Where were you born and raised?
Poughkeepsie, New York.
What made you go out there to Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona. I ended up finding myself out here due to my sister moved out here. And then when the trade centers fell and all that stuff started happening, I found it probably a good way to get out of the state.
You were out in the East Coast pretty much a lot of your life.
Yeah, I've been down in Arizona for about 22 years.
Yeah, I know. It seems like yesterday that the trade centers happened, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I remember the day. I remember that day. Everyone knows where they were when that happened, right?
It was a couple of years after that happened. Like nothing was ever the same after that. That was the one time that the whole country was united.
Yeah, like banded together. People were joining the military. I remember.
Yeah.
What was your life like on the East Coast?
Well, I kind of grew up like I would say like the lower class. My grandparents raised me. We didn't have a lot of money, so my grandpa did as much as he could, to support me and my brothers. My biological parents weren't really there, so it was a hit and miss type deal.
What did you want to do when you grew up?
Oh man, like I wanted to freaking be a rock star. Like or got good at it and then realized somewhere down the road, like this ain't gonna happen. So now I'm just hustling at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people figure that out, right?
And then I actually know a couple people that live that life, and they're like, it's not as cracked up as it is. You only make more money when you're touring. The records make you no money.
Yeah, it's really hit or miss, really, to be successful at that type of thing.
Yeah, and always on the road. So
when you were growing up, were you getting in trouble?
Oh man, I was getting in trouble left and right. I was in special ed for behavioral issues, stealing cars at like 13 years old. Yeah, just doing a bunch of dumb. I got bullied a lot at school. I just kept taking it and taking it. And then one day I just started fighting back, and it's been a wrap ever since. I don't let anyone get close to me or like to that point because it's like I'm gonna hit you first.
Yeah. Hey, it's better to be the one that hits first than get hit, right?
It's just a lot of family stuff growing up, and a lot of it just had to do with like family lies, like hiding truths from me and stuff like that, and just a bunch of dumb shit that turned into a lot of behavioral issues. Getting in trouble at school, dropping out, going back. I think it was probably right when I was 17 and got charged with burglary. That was probably when I turned my shit around.
See, the same thing happened to me, but I ended up going to prison for a long time, in and out. I didn't change.
Luckily enough, the judge was nice enough. And he was like, hey, you know what? You got potential. I'm going to sentence you to graduate high school. So I had to go back to school. And I'm kind of grateful for that because, like, where would I be if I was still in that same situation?
You changed your life right there and started like getting it together. Did you start a career or anything like that?
I was in the auto mechanics for a long time, and then now I'm in auto parts because there's just no money in the mechanic side of it anymore. Like it used to be a good career, good trade to have, but these days there's just no money in it. So,
what about motorcycle clubs? Did you get introduced to any motorcycle club type of life?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because like right when I was about 22, like when I moved out here, right, about 23 actually, and I got introduced to a couple clubs out here, and I hung around with a few and prospect for one or two. I think, yeah, prospect for one, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. Like I already knew it's like they weren't the ones for me. So I kind of just let it blow over. And then I got in a really bad motorcycle accident where I broke my neck. I took a couple of years off from riding to recover and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day I was working at a motorcycle shop, and then I saw the blue and white. And I talked to Richie, which is now my P, and he told me, he gave me the scoop down. And I was like, hey, I'd like to come around, hang out and stuff. And that's how it all started for me. And it's been like this ever since.
And it's like a tight-knit group of guys, right?
Yeah, like we keep it small. Like it's not like super small, but we keep it small because everybody knows each other. And not only that, like the bond, like I can rely on any of them at any given time. Like those are my family. Like it's kind of a weird situation. Like my family today, like my blood family, I don't consider family anymore. Like my motorcycle family is my family now because they never been there. They don't reach out. They don't do shit. Especially when I was going through all my mental stuff. So, yeah, my
Yeah,
mental issues that was
the
going
ones
on.
that count were there for you.
Damn right. So that whole blood thicker than water. Well, I'll take water because the blood wasn't there.
It's crazy how family changes up.
Only takes a couple people to pass away, and then everybody splits.
Yeah,
So,
it's sad. Happens to a lot of people. So can you walk me through your motorcycle accident? What happened? What transpired? And can you walk me through it?
2 o'clock in the morning. It was about 10 years ago. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning on Memorial Weekend, and I was just going down a 35-mile-an-hour road, just one hand on the throttle, one on the tank. Just I was riding a R1 at the time. Next thing I knew, this car came barreling through a stop sign, and then pretty much T-boned me into a wash about 55 feet. And the bike, there was concrete poles, and the bike wrapped around it like a pretzel. I went through the poles into the wash, and I got up like because of the adrenaline, and then I realized my turbulent fibula was broken. So I
Oh
tried to run
man.
it, didn't work out too well. And then then I realized that something was wrong because my neck wasn't moving very correctly, and after that, I just kind of collapsed, and I was in the hospital after that.
And what you wake up in the hospital and you're like, damn, what
No,
the
I was
hell
still
happened?
subconscious, but like everything was just a blur. It was like kind of like the most slow motion thing that can ever happen. Because like when the accident was about to happen, I saw it. And I was like, fuck, this is gonna hurt. And I tried to fucking swerve and it just wasn't enough and I got caught. But that shit carries a lot of anxiety afterwards when you get back on. Like that's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's one thing I want to ask you. Like, how is the anxiety getting back on a bike, and like, what's the nerves like? Are you like intimidated by the bike? Are you a little worried, scared of other
Uh,
cars? Are you more cautious now?
well, I'm definitely more cautious of my surroundings. Before, like I was just kind of like whatever happened, didn't really pay attention to much, and I was pretty reckless on the bike. But the one night I wasn't reckless, I got whacked. But when I got back on, yeah, I was definitely nervous. I was panic braking in certain spots and like certain intersections and stuff. And after a while, I got out of it. I got over the anxiety and the help of my brothers. Like they knew when I was coming in, I had these issues and they worked with me. And thank God for comms, man. Like as we're blasted down the highway, we could talk to each other, and that just put me in a different zone.
Oh yeah, you guys are all talking to each other while you're riding.
Yeah, with the comms, and that definitely calmed my nerves down for like a good chunk of it. And today's stand, like today in Arizona, we're like one of the top states that have the worst motorcycle accidents and deaths on a daily, and it's always left-hand turns. So when intersections, I just take the moment to slow down and pay attention and watch the tires because you just never know when that person's going to pull out.
Yeah,
But
that's what Coyote was saying. Left hand turn. That's what happened with him.
the anxiety for me kind of wore down, but the intersection anxiety is still there, just because I was there with Coyote every day when he was in the hospital. Like that was my bro. That's the dude that I was talking about in your interview. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah. He talks about you a lot in the interview, in the bar and
Like
all that.
I'd do anything for that guy. Like
Yeah, a lot
without
of
a second.
people are saying in the interview, seems like a solid guy, and people really enjoy that one.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Like everybody's awesome. Like we're just so close down here. Like we can go to each other's houses at any given time. So
It's like a bond you never had before, right?
pretty much, like I have my brothers. Like I have one brother, Teddy. me and him grew up together, and we kind of separated somewhere like when my grandfather passed away. It's kind of like where the ties started breaking, and then when my grandmother, they raised us. So when my grandmother passed away, and that's when me and him stopped talking. And like then a couple years go by, we'll say hello and stuff, but never like it used to be when we were kids. Like
Yeah.
my brother Jeremy and Justin. Justin got into drugs. I'd never seen him in like probably like I'm 45 years old. Last time I saw him, I was like 8. Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time.
But like, and Jeremy, he's back east. I talk to him once in a while, but it's just not like those two didn't grow up with me and Teddy. They were with the aunt, so I never knew them, even though they're blood. But I never knew them. It's hard to start a relationship now with them because I don't know, like just maybe my bitterness is getting in the way a little bit.
Where'd your
But
parents go? Like what happened with your parents?
my mom never really wanted kids, and back in the 70s and the 80s and stuff, she was drinking a lot, doing a lot of coke and stuff like that, and she got pregnant, and she just kept handing them off to family members, and that was really about it. And then throughout my life, I always thought she was like, this is where the family lie comes in. I grew up thinking my grandparents were my parents, and she was my sister. You know what I'm saying? And so so when I found out, and that's where all my behavioral started, like where I started lashing out and saying the world at that point.